Hello and welcome, fellow WoW Classic lovers. I'm Dark from Darkest TV. I have been thinking critically lately as to whether or not Random Dungeon Finder should be a part of our Wrath Classic experience, so I decided to make a quick video regarding my thought process. In doing so, I stumbled across the original rationale for why they didn't implement it in the first place. Their reason cited was that it eroded the social aspect of the game. I feel as though that rationale was fair and just in the beginning. It really did force players to get out of their bubble and has kept the LFG channel quite lively and active, even though it's heavily used for guild spam and toxic trolling still. At the beginning of the expansion, it felt like this was a decision that made sense. It simply created new social avenues for people to get to know each other and have group building be restricted to your server. Now, however, I feel like it's become a deterrence for people, primarily people who want to start playing Wrath Classic and people who want to level alts. I'll tell you, after leveling several toons now to 80, I simply can't be bothered to repeat the same questing experience. Even though I use the leveling add-on Rested XP, which makes leveling extremely efficient through questing, I still cannot bring myself to repeat the process again. By the way, while we are on the topic, if you're a new player or someone who just wants to get alts to max level in this current non-RDF environment, click my link below for Rested XP to have an extremely smooth and efficient leveling experience. Moving on. Friends of mine that have wanted to come back to the game refuse to do so without the ability to jump into dungeons at a moment's notice to break up the grind of open world leveling. While Blizzard succeeded early on in increasing social aspects of the game, I feel that the natural progression of social activity peaks and really stops with guilds at max level content. And speaking of max level content, it would really clear things up when people are looking to pug regular heroics while geared groups are filling up the LFG with H+, and now potentially H++ with the new content on the horizon. So I genuinely feel that it would help clear up some confusion there as well and make it easier to find regular heroic dungeon groups in today's environment. Do I think they should get rid of the current group finder method? No. At least not for max level content. I think it's actually crucial that it exists alongside RDF simply because of the Heroic Plus system, as well as it's also nice for occasionally getting open world quest groups for things like Amphitheater of Anguish. In addition, one of the nice things about Blizzard's current classic environment is if people want to have a more holistic classic leveling experience, they can always just play in the vanilla classic servers. Having these two worlds exist side by side puts a lot of stuff into perspective and allows players to hop back and forth as they want the nostalgic kick. Even recently, there's been a massive surge in the hardcore community on classic servers. I do, however, want to take a quick moment before I close this video out to touch on RDF versus LFR. Since it seems we are rapidly approaching the likelihood of Cataclassic, I want to get ahead of this by saying LFR was a tool implemented to allow players to experience raiding without it being so difficult or time constraining. However, this tool did ruin the social aspects of the game, and the rewarding feeling of raiding with your guild and progressing through hard content to reap the best rewards. It made the endgame experience feel cheapened dramatically, and I hope they don't repeat that mistake. Now, I feel as though I made a pretty sound case for Random Dungeon Finder, and I would like to hear your thoughts on this as the great community of Wrath Classic. If you agree with me on RDF making a comeback, leave a like on the video and consider subscribing for more WoW content. If you disagree, like the video anyways so that more of your kind can yell at me in the comment section. And until next time, folks, farewell.